And when you're favored, it don't matter what you do. Don't matter what you say, don't matter where you live, don't matter how you've been. The grace of God keeps you because he visits you. That's just what it said. He said it came to him after sin. So I know that don't stop God from getting to me.
Right.
That don't stop him from getting to you. And it's not based off of what you do, it's where you do. It's where you can meet God in a bad place. Say, God, I still believe you to be good enough to take it away from me and you deal with it. You handle it. Consequently, he comes and takes the charge for what God does. He doesn't charge against Cain, said, put that on me. That death, because I didn't warn him and tell him what it was he did wrong. Yeah. But I just showed him that this is a path that maybe you don't want to take home. So
since I wasn't clear
responsibility for that.
Yeah.
And so he walks through the endless loops of time and then nails himself on a cross and say, you know what, that's fine. This ain't for y'all because y'all won't accept it. I do this for Cain because he didn't know. I do this for Jay where he was ignorant and didn't know no better. Do this for everybody who ever came to me and asked me to forgive them for something that they did not know it was wrong until they're caught up in it. Every time she laid down and slept with it, I do it for her. Do it for them every time that they showed up too early, had to kill everybody in the room. I do it for them. Every child has been aborted at the hands of like their mom who was raped. I do this for them. So I won't nail him to like the sentence. I'll let them nail me to the tree.
Yeah. The love of God, he goes, like I said, he takes the charge and then he cleans it up. Your brother's calling me from the ground, the blood. So I have to get rid of this blood now. We can't have these crops, this grass growing tainted to where people walk by, that's where, no, because eventually these people will forget this. So I have to do something in order to make sure that they forget it.
That's what Jesus says, he wiped it away.
Yeah. And as you're walking and going through life, I want you to make sure that you don't carry this burden. Right. I'll carry it for you. So I want you to go and have a family.
That's right.
And I need for you to teach them right and wrong. To show them what not to do where I was too worried about the rest of the world. The omnipresence of me that I did not forewarn you of what exactly not to do. I just said this and I should have done this. And so we're like, I'm not sure the on down the line, but he has one of Cain's lines. He comes home and he says to his wives, if Cain if Cain is to be pretty much if somebody is to do harm to Cain and he's something sevenfold or however many fold, then like it surely is to happen to me because I've killed, I've done it. Gotta pull that up because I'm butchering that. But you know what I'm talking about? Like on further down the line when it talks about the line of Cain, you know, like his family.
I have no idea what you're, but I get the reference of what you're referring. I have no idea what you're referring.
It's literally a few like chapter afterwards, anyways, because then it goes on to start talking about Seth, and then the line of Seth, because it talks about Cain and who, you know, all that, who Cain got with and who his kids were and all that stuff. But somebody ended up killing somebody else from Cain's line, and he comes home and lets his wives know that like, I have to be avenged. If Cain is avenged 2 times and I just killed a man, so I have to be avenged 7-fold or something like that. That's how he explains it. So Cain explains it. He showed like, don't do this, but he's still carrying that weight. So he's not necessarily there to like guide and show, hey, let that anger go. To where it just eventually just trickles down the lineage. That anger, that frustration, instead of being able to let it go. Maybe if Cain would have stayed in this text, if he would have stayed, he would have been able to show and guide, hey, you don't have to do that. Let that man go just because he's talking about you. Just because he's talking about me, let him be. God says that he got us. That man don't have to touch me. Don't get upset because somebody's talking about something that they don't even know about. He heard tell of this. You don't know the truth? Because I know that like stories get twisted on down the line of like years and years and years. What was that game? Telephone? If I tell you one thing, you tell somebody else, by the time it gets back to me, it's completely off. That's not what happened. You guys know what happened because I told you. You mad at this man for? He's just trying to push your buttons. So if we're not careful, like making sure we're walking with God at every turn, then our lineage is doomed to repeat or have the same problems that like we went through, which is what our forefathers brought upon us. But I thank God that he gives us grace, and we live in the time of it being up off of us, it being lifted, so we're able to think clearer, make our own decisions, be able to praise God. We know who God is, we know who we are, to where we ask God to forgive the sins of our forefathers, forgive our sins, and he throws it in the sea of forgetfulness to where we're able to just move forward and not be cursed by it, not be bothered by it. I don't have to worry about my son making the same mistakes that I did because I know God has got him. God is protection, he's favored, he's awesome. I know my dad used to try and speak certain things over me. He said maybe you just didn't know any better, just a way of like straightening me up. After a while, I would like fall into that because that'd be the only thing that I would hear in my head because of like how many times he would repeat things. Like God had to let me know, why are you, almost in a sense like, where are you? Trevor, where are you? Well, God, I'm over here because I'm this, and this. I said, who said that you were this, and this? Why are you believing this?
He said,
I am your God.
He said to the woman, what is this that you have done? Right after Adam was like, God, the woman you gave. This the woman you. I didn't even go look for this. I didn't have to find a wife. You literally gave me something that hurt me. And you're standing here asking me who told me the woman that you gave me. It's crazy when God gives you something that ends up hurting you. And it did not help you. You're punished for just being, for knowing him, for being like close to him, where he releases it to you. But we forget God has no control over people, not because he don't control them, but because he loves them. But yeah, I made her and formed her, but I can't make her and mold her. Where people have their own choices, they do what they want to. And I'm sorry that it hurt you, so I'll separate you. It said, I didn't want you to struggle with it. I think that's where I get that from. He pulled them from them. So I didn't want you to struggle in your manhood. So I separated the both of you. That I put you to sleep because I saw struggle going on inside. And this goes to talk to anybody who like gay and say that God made them that way, or trans or whatever, and God was confused, didn't know what he wanted to do with them. He said, I pulled all that bitch up out you. I did. I pulled it up out of you so you wouldn't struggle with that. So if you choose to go back down that road, it's something that you take on to yourself. But so that nobody else would struggle with it, I pulled it out of you. And then he said, I separated you. Because it's not good. That man ought to be alone. That man should be alone. So he's not struggling in his mind being like, should I be pretty today or should I wear pants today? He's not in his mind being like, do I want to do it or do I not want to? It's difficult having a wife on the outside. Imagine having one on the inside. I pulled that from you. See when I struggle with it? Now I have to separate you so you don't have to be taunted by it. Eat up the fruit. Here, eat it. You can look at it different. So I want you to struggle with that. I think the bad thing was that he put him out the garden. I think the good thing was that he put him out the garden. But she only had a little garden to till, and now he has the world to dominate him.
You're wrong.
Be fruitful, multiply, not with something that hurt you. You have the whole world. Go help yourself. You're too big to be in this garden. Too big to be
outgrown. Is that the kid is small? You find a little small kiddie pool, but come like 15, they want to go swimming. Going out there.
No, that's based about your voice. You go jump in that pool, they may clear up their sinus.
He's sitting there, he got them little floaties on and he just happy and splashing until you happen to just look. Because you didn't get paid. You haven't been paying attention. You go out there and look and be like, the hell is he? Look at your
Got your big ass.
What are you doing?
You don't take that floaty out.
Get out that bird bath.
Why you wearing the swim shoes in the bathtub and you 69 and a half? What if you don't get your big grown? Somebody bring this man his wheelchair.
You 6'5" in a
Shaquille O'Neal looking
3" by 3"
shiny dress. I'm trying to find out, what are you?
with colored hair, earrings, makeup. Talking about you gonna
When
wear.
did you get your nails done? What?
You said you was coming out here to swim.
You didn't tell me you was coming out here to swim. Not like that.
What are you swimming to or from?
Please decide today, because I ain't came and I'm gonna able your ass away.
I'm able to whoop your ass with this cat.
And I will.
Well, you ain't even got no water in the pool, but you got the holes out here.
Baby limited.
What are you doing?
Even God can't stop this ass woman.
God said if you spare the rod,
I'm gonna be at your door.
but I'm not gonna spoil this child.
Open it.
I should have been paying more attention. But your big ass was out here doing shit that you ain't got no business doing in this little bitty ass. Whatever this is. Get your ass out of here. We're gonna take you down there to the Y.
They're waiting on you behind that door. Then you about to go out there motherfucker today if you don't change your life. And it was like, I'm able to do whatever I want to do. Die. Now you heard God say there was 2 doors. And your smart mouth ass gonna walk out the one that got sin in the front of what you expect me to do? I told you go out there, I'm gonna follow you. I'm a daredevil. Alright, you some bitch.
Abel probably like was fucking with the door now. And Cain was like, stop. And they both fell through it. Yeah. As Cain was like bashing him on the top of the fucking head. I told you to fuck. Damn it. You idiot. Now we both over here in this.
I gotta sit here on your dead body and wait for God. God shows up. Where's your brother? I'm sitting on him. Don't you see me keeping him warm?
So I'm through the door. I wasn't sure which door, but I'm through the door. And
why y'all name him Abel? Now that nigga thought he could do anything. You telling me there's 2 doors, and why you didn't give him eyes to see?
Right, you name him Abel, but the boy's clearly disabled. Like,
why is that a joke?
That's why he's
with
the animals, because they're his
Jesus Christ. His like companions and stuff that
keep his dumb ass from falling off cliffs and shit.
Why you let this retard out here in this field all by himself?
Talking about, as I'm going to work, talking about watch your brother.
Hey, Abel. Hey, Abel.
Can I work?
That's my name.
He's like, listen, can you come on back to the house? I get tired. Daddy went to work. Mom over there with the snake. I gotta come out here once again.
No, I would play with my friends.
You think my baby boy?
He pulled him. That's all he did. He pulled him and he fell through the door. God damn it. He falling again. This time he get down there and find out the dude dead.
He didn't wear his helmet on today.
I didn't even know he ain't have one.
He was able.
Well, Mama was screaming. Make sure that boy got his helmet on. Mama, I'm late for work.
I gotta go.
These crops ain't gonna tell themselves.
I pulled him through the door. I don't know why he would go back through that way.
You know he can't see.
He's able.
You just woke me up early today talking about you hungry. So now I gotta go. I gotta go get some stuff and bring it home, and then go back to.
I ain't able. I ain't able. Can't. Some stuff I can't do. I ain't able.
You putting the pain in my side.
It hurts me. What you asking me to do? And this is where I come to lay it.
Hello.
Just can't.
Able. Because I wasn't.
Hello.
I wasn't able to look out for him and do my job. I wasn't able to regress the frustration of the weight of everything that my dad has left behind. And he don't even try and visit. He come to the gate. Hey, mama, I could use you. I know. Okay. He said he drove him out, but he didn't say he couldn't come back to visit.
He's came because he's like he want to be sweet on the inside, but he's hard for life because don't nobody take time to like sit down with him.
His brother just keep licking him. Think he is.
He's able to do those things because he's a free spirit, but you can't because you carrying the weight of everything that mama got going on. The snake like keep on lying to her, deceiving her. Your daddy won't even come see you, and there's this happy ass dude who's just able to do whatever. It makes me sick that I can't.
And I'm like the serpent's taking my dad's money. We're supposed to be going to Abel's retarded ass. Well, he can get more toys and he can be better.
Why you making the snake bad? The snake ain't bad. The snake is the preacher. He came and showed. Listen, there's a different way you can live, wife. You ain't gotta live under this person that man. Who the man?
Because he's
man
beguiling her to use the money.
He thinks
on each other instead of the kids. That's the child support money that they only giving him $30.
30 figs.
Thank you.
And she didn't know what to do with it. And Abel was like, I give it to God. No, Cain was like, I give it to God. He was like, you idiot.
We're gonna eat this shit.
I'm gonna put your friend out there on this plate. What if Cain's friends was the animals? And God, he killed one of them. Abel did and brought it to God. And he's like, I'm gonna show you how Betsy felt. I'm gonna show you how Betsy felt. And he sits there on top of Abel's dead cold body with Betsy in his hands. I was my brother's keeper.
That's
my brother. I keep him because I hold him accountable. That mother, I bet he'll never do this again.
Every time I think about what the abominations that he did to old Betsy,
every time you think Abel came. Abel came. Yes,
think about this. I think every time they go and present to God, it's always it's an offering. So it's always the animals, or it's always the fruit or the herbs that the animals that Abel's bringing, the animals like, so they eat it, get fat. Then it's like satisfying to God, and then God takes it. Cool, they fat now, but Abel's like, nah, I got you. So now Cain brings certain fruit and stuff, and then these animals are like, I don't want that shit. What am I do with this? So like God is still happy with the meat sacrifice, but what the fuck you gonna do with the herb? Like God, I don't eat these herbs. I don't want this sacrifice. That was awesome when you was bringing the animals were eating it, but it's just sitting there now.
Really, the problem became the disrespect for cows and stuff. The animals, why? Now you was just fine the other day. Now you start hanging around Cain. Now you start hanging around Abel and you don't want to eat. Well, Cain. Let's say they hang around Cain because Abel killed the animals. I'll show you. You gonna embarrass me like that? You motherfucker! I thought show you.
So now you got mad cow disease. Is that what you got?
What if he's out there like stopping him from like trying to kill all the animals?
Mm-hmm.
You ever embarrass my brother like that again? And then he's trying to stop him, and then like the gun points the wrong way, and like he'll say, "I was my brother's keeper, trying to keep him from prison, and I end up killing him. Why, Abel? Why?"
That's why he said the two doors, sin lies at the door. It wasn't necessarily his sin.
Yeah.
God was foretelling him what's gonna happen. Your brother, you need to get your brother. He's about to do something dramatic, something that's oh my God.
That's why God shows up outside the house being like, "Where's your brother?" I know.
Did you stop him from doing this?
You're at the door. You've gone through it. Please tell me your brother's not there too. My God, I am my brother's keeper. Of course he's here. This is the door. See, we look at life that same way. We don't see God pointing the door at somebody else's, but he does. Often, and we take it different until we live through it and be like, damn, he showed me that. I didn't see it playing out like that though.
I showed up too late. I could have helped to prevent this.
I didn't want you to handle that kind of weight though. So I only gave you as much as I knew that you were able to bear. Oh, I love that Bible, man, when it does that. That's crazy. There's so many different perspectives, and God is like, in whatever case, you're able to bear it. And when you can't, that's when I take it. You niggas, that's Cain and Abel. You're welcome.
What if we get the name wrong? That Cain is can. You can bear this.
Every place he was disabled, we proved it wrong. And so you'll never struggle with that again. I'm burying can't.
Mm-hmm.
And raising a Cain. Raising Cain, that's what they
Yeah.
And then where they say he was disabled, you killed it. You birthed Abel.
Am I my brother's keeper? I can be.
I can't be. That's good. That's good. Say that one more time.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Well, let me ask it and then you say it. Am I my brother's keeper?
You can be.
Are you your brother's keeper?
I can be.
I can be.
I can be.
That's Cain and Abel combined.
I can.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
We don't throw around can't. We don't work in that.
Sometimes we do. But I buried it. Birth I can be.
He buried that apostrophe in that T.
He put you in the ground. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You was raised something different.
Can. I can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He is I
Yes,
am,
sir.
and I am I can.
Come on, come on, come on. Don't tell me I can't. Damn it, I'm Cain. I can't. I was able.
I can, yeah.
I was able.
No, I am able.
I was able. I am able. I'm still able. God enabled me. You saw where I couldn't?
God enabled me with can.
Said I can. Prove it. He buried it.
And he marked me with the love of him, cleaned up after my mess, and told me just go.
Prove it. I was different.
I'll deal with
That's right.
the backlashes. I got this. I'm God. Who gonna say something to me?
Come on. Who gonna check me? Who's able to? But then they say, you said he cleaned up the mess. When did he do that? He did it in the garden of not eating the garden of Gethsemane. He said that I put that on me, and he wore the guilt of it. That's why when they stabbed him in the side, he had a sudden flow of blood and water. But the blood that spilled on the ground was left from where Cain killed Abel. So he had to get back up, not because he had more work to do for us, but he had to clear up what was left on the ground. He said, the ground cries out to me, blood from where you killed your brother and are found guilty. Now that I've restored you back, let me clean up that so nobody else will have record or track.
At the Skull Mountain is what they call it?
Place of the skull.
Place of the skull. So
Golgotha.
God has to clean it up so well. He gets rid of the blood and he turns that skull into something that no one will ever notice that it's a skull. It's a mountain.
Goes from a place of being broken where he'll bruise your head, you'll hurt his heel, to now that it was on your head and I took it, now you can heal.
And he
You're
still
healing
gives us
from
the
that.
crown.
Mm-hmm. That's why he wore the crown. So by thorns and by this was everything that they restrict you to. It's not I forgot it, but I wear it. I wear it. It don't defeat me. It's either under my foot, under my heel, or it's on my head.
That's why when we go through times where we feel defeated, God tells us to walk past the mirror and look at yourself in the reflection, because you are my image, and you must have forgot she was wearing the crown.
It's on your head.
Because when you wear something, you can't look up and see it, but everybody else sees it, and they want to try and play down on it because they don't have one. And so I know me in the past, I've forgotten just how mighty and how powerful that I am. I'm the king, but I'm allowing my peasants to speak bad on me until God tells me to like step in front of the mirror. You're the king. You have to stoop down to their level. Come on back up into the castle.
I know people be like, they just be shady. It's not that they don't see it, they just don't want you to see it. That they don't want you to see how, if people let you know just how special you really were, it would drive people underground in the shadow of the weight that they have nothing on you if they really brought light to just how special you are. He said, don't matter, they can play on your top, but it's still on your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on your head, how I favored and grace, how you were supposed to die in this place, but you still survived, you still live. Where they tried to put you down, that their downward steps only lifted you up. He said, if I be lifted, this is what I do, I'll redraw it. I'll redraw them from where they would crucify you to now they're like uplifting you. I'll redraw it. But that's what he did in the garden of not Gethsemane, but Eden. He said, I saw it. So I planted the fruit tree for you to look at it, not to eat it. That way you don't struggle with it, but somewhere you did. So on the cross they raised me so that I wouldn't forget you. I've come. That's what Jesus said.
No matter how.
Your Savior. He said, I've come that you have life.
Yeah.
And have it more abundantly. Not disabled where you would struggle by the weight of eating from some tree. But every place that they lift me, I say, even you can
Get your mind in a sense of like, I don't struggle from being hungry from I need to eat from that tree. I'm a king. I know it's just beautiful. I'm not hungry no more. They try and bury you so far, but they can only bury you so far, but your crown still sticks out the ground.
Even when they put it underground, know that you will see.
And you're constantly getting pushed up.
You ain't gonna stay down forever.
You can't.
You ain't gonna be under forever.
Every time they would bury you, like I said, the crown is still above ground, and then God turns around and forms you again.
You gotta grow big enough to where it is. That's why they can't take it, because you grew into it.
You think God forms the man with the crown even bigger than he was the last time? So every time he gets buried, goes back to the ground. Started off this big, and every time he gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
You're imaginative, and I
Yes.
like that. I think Jesus wore the crown, so he said, I don't want you to struggle with it. Since I put it on